Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Glory Elijah and this is Frankly Speaking with Glory. So guys, on today's episode I brought to you guys a situationship, a matter for you guys to help me resolve, for you guys to help me settle, because when I came across this matter on Instagram, I was flabbergasted. I was baffled. I didn't even know what to think, I was speechless, so guys, I'm going to talk about the issue like in details. I'm even going to drop receipts, I'm going to drop videos to that effect. But before I continue, I just want to inform you guys that hey, today is the continuation of the Big Brother Naija Pepper Them reunion show. It's going to continue tonight all through to Thursday. So as usual, I will be giving you guys updates on my channel. And normally I give analysis and I also post the original videos to my website. So you guys should not forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and also turn on post notification as well. And I want to use this opportunity like right now to thank you guys that joined me on my YouTube live on Saturday. It was simply amazing. Thank you guys for all the contributions. Thank you for all your contributions, all your opinions and thoughts. And I just want to let you guys know that hey, it happens every Saturday by 3 p.m. okay, so every Saturday by 3 p.m. is my YouTube live stream on this channel. I use it to talk about random issues, and sometimes you guys are able to vote and tell me what topic to discuss on that particular day. Now that said, let's jump into the original video for today. So guys, this is how the story went. Now this whole drama is between this guy Lipaese, Milan and Ichaba. They are all friends, and apparently the Lipaese and Ichaba, they are sort of like artists under Davido's music label, or record label rather. Now this girl Milan, she posted a story on her Instagram, like several posts, apparently a friend wrote the post, so she put it on her page. Now this whole thing started off because after the sexual assault situation that was trending all through last week, different music artists were coming up and writing, saying no to this, saying no to that. So a lot of people that were seeing what they were writing, they got really upset that you are actually one of those people that have done it. You too, you are going out there to go and write saying no to this, and then people started bringing receipts and spilling. Utin Wachuku got into trouble, the Banj got into trouble, Peruzzi got into trouble, and then these people now, they brought out their own wahala. But I find their own interesting because they actually said a lot of crazy things that I want to share with you guys. Now this girl Milan, she put out this story that her friend wrote on her own Instagram page, and then the story goes like this. The three of them, that's Lipaese, Ichaba and herself Milan, they all went to Ibadan for a show. That was last year October. Now it wasn't just the three of them, a lot of them, they all went for a show. So they went from club to party to have fun. They did a lot of crazy things, and then when they were going to book hotels, there wasn't enough hotel accommodation space, to book. So the three of them decided to stay in one room together, and she agreed that they should stay in one room together. Now she was like crazy drunk, okay, and the other guy Lipaese was not drunk. The Ichaba guy, I don't know if he was drunk. So at night she woke up and then she discovered that this Ichaba guy had taken advantage of her. You know what I mean. Now she now woke up the other Lipaese guy and told the guy that, oh, look at what your friend did to me. Do you know if he actually did this to me? And from her own write-up, the guy said, he did it. Shebi, you were enjoying it. I didn't want to disturb you, but I didn't want to say anything about it, And then because she was drunk, she wasn't sure if that was what happened, so she kept on taunting the guy like, did he do this, did he do that, So the guy now woke up the Ichaba guy and they had a conversation about it. I'm like, did you do it? Is this what you did, So from her write-up, the Ichaba guy apologized to her and she said, okay, they'll forget about it. That was what she wrote. So her annoyance from that write-up is that this Lipaese guy is her boyfriend, that the guy is a apologist. That's our own annoyance. So out of curiosity now, I now went to the Lipaese guy's Instagram page, and this guy, lo and behold, this guy put out about 20 minutes videos spilling tea and spilling tea and spilling tea and defending himself. And I'm like, okay, let me see what people have to say, because sometimes you just need to hear, you know, from both sides of the parties before you decide on what to even say. So this Lipa guy, guys, the video is on my website. Check my website, that's www.franklyspeakingwithglory.com. you will see all the videos. Now this guy did his own video on his own Instagram page, plenty talk, plenty videos, and from what I could deduce from all he said that, oh, that time that thing happened, that accident or incident happened, that the Milan girl was simply his manager, and both of them, they were having a quarrel as at that time, you know. And when the whole thing happened, when they went to Ibadan, she was very, very friendly with all the artists, all his friends, and they were having a lot of fun even at the club. The guy even put videos to that as receipts. He said the girl was having fun, she was doing a lot of crazy stuff with her with his friends, and then he didn't say anything because they were not dating. He was not a girlfriend, she was simply his manager. So when they got to the hotel room, you know, she and the friend, they did something, you know, they had sex. So for him, both of them had consent, both of them were okay with it, so he wasn't even bothered, you know, he wasn't saying anything. And when she asked him the question if he saw what happened, he said no, that he wasn't sure, he didn't see what happened, you know. And then he spoke with his friend, and his friend went and apologized to her and spoke with her. Then I think some weeks later, he was going to his friend's house, and she was also going to his friend's house. So they both met at that same friend's house, and that was how they both started dating. And then in the month of December, he proposed to her and she agreed, and that was how they were engaged. Now when they were engaged, that was where another drama started. She started telling him about how her father had been sexually abusing her since over 2 to 3 years, even in her adult age, you know. And he was like, what have you done about it? She said she hadn't done anything about it. So he was like, okay, what do you want us to do about it? It has to stop. And then according to him, he used the language that she said that she'll help her eliminate her father, you know. So the guy was like, eliminate her father? What, you know, what do I do? So he said he went to speak to a police friend of his, and the guy advised him and gave him a pen camera, that he should give it to Milan. Milan should put it in her room and, you know, get evidence, because with evidence they know how they can deal with the father. So she took the pen camera to her house, and once again the father came and took advantage of her. According to Milan, the father would not take advantage of her except she was having a menstrual flow, you know, and then she would lie and say that, oh, she has menstrual cramps. That's the only time the father would allow her. But aside that time, the father was always taking advantage of her, like almost every day. So guys, I'm sorry, this story is very long. I just need to narrate it to you guys so you guys can also understand how shocked I was when I saw all this thing on Instagram. So she took the pen camera to her house and got the evidence that she needed, but then she forgot the pen camera on her bed, and then she ran out of the house and came to this Lipaese guy's house and started staying with the guy. So the guy was like, you forgot the evidence, you need to go back and get the evidence. And she said no, she's not going back to that house anymore, you know. And it became a situation of Milan living with Lipa, and Lipa was always telling her, at least let your father know where you are, let your family know where you are, you know. And she said no, you know, that, oh, are you the victim? I know what I'm doing, I don't want to go back to that house, you know. It now became a case of kidnap. According to the Lipa guy, somebody showed him a WhatsApp message on a WhatsApp group that says that they posted this picture saying that they are looking for him, blah 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 blah. To cut the long story short, the police arrested Lipa. After arresting this Lipa guy, they took him to prison, they jailed him, and they were given accusations of kidnapping, you know, and holding somebody hostage. And then to his outrage, the Milan girl, she went home happily with her father, and then they had a family meeting. Oh, it's either the father stays or faces the law, and the father went back to the UK, you know. And then her family also said that they don't want her to ever have anything to do with this Lipa guy anymore. So the Lipa guy, his annoyance is that I fought for you to get your freedom, and then you abandoned me in prison and went home with your father who had been abusing you all these years, you know. Now according to him, they broke off you know, after the whole jail situation, the girl started disturbing him about the situation that happened in Ibadan months ago, and he got frustrated and called off the engagement with her. Like, after all, your family does not want us to get married, you know. Now, these two people are upset at each other. The Milan is upset at the guy because, according to her, the guy is a rape apologist, and you know, she is claiming that he witnessed what happened to her and he did nothing about it. So guys, I have shared the story with you guys. As I said, all the gist is on my website, www.franklyspeakingwithglory.com. Now, this guy, Lipa guy, he is upset that, look at me, I fought for you, I took you to an hotel away from your home, you know, I gave you shelter, I kept you safe from your father, and then when I was arrested, you went home with your father, you didn't even say anything to defend me, you allowed me to rot in jail, you know, and then now you're coming out to come and put the blame on me that something happened between you and Ichaba, you know. So the guy was very upset. So guys, what do you think about this whole situation? Now guys, after reading these people's stories, I followed up the story from both pages back to back. When I was done, I was just quiet for a bit, because first of all, I just could not believe what I had just read, what I had just listened to. I felt like on reading and on listening to everything, all of it, because for me, I felt like it just didn't make sense. It just did not make sense. And typical human beings, you know, the first question that will come to my mind is, why is this girl dragging the Lipa guy? Why isn't she dragging the Ichaba that actually did what happened to her? Why is she dragging the Lipa? Or is it the aftermath of, oh, this person broke up with me and I still haven't gotten over it, so I have to do what I can to drag this person? Or is it as a result of, I just want to talk about it because I want to talk about it? What is the issue? I'm trying to understand why this whole thing is coming up from this angle. And then guys, don't get me wrong, I do not condone sexual assault, abuse, violence and all those things, but for me, when I listened to the entire story, it's as if this party is omitting a lot of details from their story, and this other party is omitting a lot of details from their story. And here I am being very, very careful not to judge the matter because I am female. Because you see this word, they say women supporting women, women supporting women. One has to be very careful with this women supporting women thingy, because sometimes you put yourself into trouble because you're trying to support a woman. Because let's be realistic, even us as females, we get our own for body. A lot of times, a lot of women do a lot of nasty things, you know, to men, and then they expect that other women should not talk down on what they did, that other women should actually support them, you know. So I have a number of questions that I want to ask, and these are the questions. So number one, why is Milan focusing all her energy on Lipa and not the Ichaba guy that actually did what he did to her? Number two, for Lipaese, why didn't he confront his friend strongly, you know, not like fight him or beat him up or anything, but after proposing and engaging to Milan, why didn't he do anything about it when she kept on talking about, you know, the situation? Why didn't he do anything about it, you know? Because for me, I feel like when a man proposes to a woman, automatically you are telling her that, hey, I am taking responsibility for you, I am taking responsibility to protect you, you know. And then when you marry the girl, oh, you are responsible for her protection, for provision and every other thing, you know. So you proposing to this girl, she accepted, both of you got engaged, and she still started talking again about the situation that happened in Ibadan. Why didn't you call your friend, you know, and make him apologize to her genuinely, remorsefully again, you know, so that she could find closure, you know, regarding everything that happened? Why didn't you do that, you know? So I feel like that's another question that Lipa guy needs to honestly answer to himself, because I sort of understand why she's upset, you know, that, oh, this person I call my fiance, his friend did this to me and he did not do anything about it. Okay, now that's number two. Then number three, oh, my question to Milan is, so you claim that this guy, his friend did this to you, and then the following week or the following 2 weeks you started dating the guy, you know, and you're dating this guy, and then he proposes to you and you accept. I mean, how does that work, guys? I know people are different too. I know love, emotions, romance is different, but for me, oh, God forbid, like a guy's friend sexually abuses me, and then this guy comes to come and start dating me the following week or the following 2 weeks, and then he proposed to me, and then I agree, and I'm like, how did she feel? For me, I'm just going to stay far away from that circle of friends, because for me it doesn't really make sense. If somebody, a guy, you know, abuses me in that manner, and his friend is very reluctant about reacting towards it, why should I even go ahead to even date that friend? Why should? Because I feel like Milan sort of deliberately put herself in that position. Now guys, don't get me wrong, I'm not in support of everything that happened though, but what I'm saying is, this thing happened. You should stay far away from that crowd. You should stay far away from that group of friends. Why would you even go ahead to even date? I mean, guys, I can't even imagine it. I can't even think about it. According to her story, the three of them were lying on the same bed, and this guy sexually abused her, and then this other guy who she's managing, 2 weeks later or 1 week later, she begins to date the guy, and then 1 month later or 2 months later, the guy proposes to her and she agrees to marry the guy, and then she's still not found closure on what happened with his friend. How does that work? You know, for me, I just feel like, babe, you should have just moved on. I mean, there are so many guys around the world that you are beautiful. You are so beautiful. You could have easily gotten any other guy that you wanted. Why did you even have to remain in that circle? Why did you have to remain in that circle? So guys, that's another question that I have for Milan. Why did she have to remain in that circle? She should have just moved on. What makes her think that by marrying this other guy whose friend did something to her, that she would find closure easily? I mean, it's not easy to find closure with situations like that. Why did she remain there? Why did she have anything to do with, you know, the person that was actually supposedly a witness to what happened? For me, I feel like she did herself a great injustice. She really did. So guys, those are the questions that I have for her. I don't want to say any more about this topic. So guys, I'm going to leave it all to you guys. Go ahead and drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Let me know what you think about the situationship, because for me, a lot of things don't even add up at all. It doesn't even make sense at all. She even put out a video on her page.
Oh, Milan, what's up?
Yeah, how are you?
I'm fine, man. To be honest, man, since I saw this thing, I've just been so depressed, to be honest, man, because I'm so confused. And then I thought, me and you, we already sorted all these things out before, way back.
Yeah.
You know me? So I really don't know, because basically it was the way Lipaese just painted everything. To be honest, it was just like, okay, I was free, like I was cool, like I was free to just be with you and talk to you, you know? So
that is, I can't lie to you, that is exactly why I was pissed off to the extent that I had to like speak out. It's because of the way Lipaese was being very manipulative, and he was making it seem as if, no, I was lying kind of thing.
I'm sorry, man. Sorry.
It's okay. The way Lipaese told me that night was he already spoke to you about it and he told you not to do it, etc., etc. But anyways, it's okay. It seems like Lipaese is the confused one among us.
I'm very sorry, man. I'm really very sorry, man, to be honest, because I really don't know what to do anymore, man. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry,
okay.
man.
It's alright. All is forgiven. All is forgiven.
Thank you. I'll call you back. This is my number.
Alright.
Thank you.
Bye.
Of her having a conversation with the Ichaba guy, and then she said a lot of things that, oh, apparently it is the Lipa guy that actually orchestrated the whole thing. He instigated the whole thing. He put into Ichaba's mind for Ichaba to actually abuse her. So guys, here is all the receipts and all the evidence on this video. So go ahead, listen to it all and let me know what you think. I'm going to definitely respond to you guys in the comment section below. And thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in tonight's video. Have an amazing day. Bye.